My name is Debra Briault and I am the grandly titled Chief Operating Officer of the Circle Trust, based in Wokingham in Berkshire. We've been using Access Education budgets across the Trust since I think it was 2014, when we started off using the product at the secondary school, which since the inception of the Trust has now been used by all the schools in the Trust. Access Education budgets, the very best thing is the multiple scenario facility. The number of times that a head teacher in a school would say, what would happen to our budget if we merged these two departments, we changed this structure here, we did this, or that the government tell us that there's going to be no pay increase for teachers next year, or there's going to be a pay increase of a particular percentage. The fact you can copy, change elements of a scenario is just excellent. I can't tell you how many different scenarios I've got set up for the individual trust schools. Similarly with Education People, we were looking for something that mirrored that setup, a cloud-based system that allowed the schools to operate with what they thought was just their HR and payroll system, but at the centre we could see the consolidated position across all the schools. I'd say for Access Education People, there's three main areas that we find really, really useful. Number one, I've touched on before, but the ease of use of the system. The way the system is laid out with the different sections, you set up a person, you set up the individual employments for that person, you set up the details of that employment. Secondly, the individual dashboards that you can set up. So I can have a dashboard that looks trust-wide. I can have a display of who's got birthdays coming up this week, which members of staff. I can look at absences, which is obviously a key thing that we need to monitor as well. But the fact you can have a different dashboard for different members of staff is really useful. And probably the third item is the reporting facility. There are many, many standard reports, and I do make use of those. But the fact that any report that you can have from the system can be downloaded into Word or Excel, which would be my choice, and then you can manipulate them or change them slightly to be the exact layout. Cloud-based software really revolutionises the way that we work. It allows us to have people working in any location, covering any area of the business. If I look at my own situation, I can be working at home, I can be working in any one of the individual schools in the Trust, and I'm still looking at trust-wide information.